What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And in this quick video, I did want to go over another feature in this game I really do feel like actually does deserve a look. Now, I have to admit though, it's not actually going to be like a new feature like the steering wheel lock, but it really is going to be heavily improved and or just a lot easier to use. And that's going to be the live photo and or camera mode in this game. So first thing I have to say though is the Crew 2 obviously has the exact same thing. I would also say that the Crew 2 is most likely not going to have a bad photo mode, at least compared to something like Need for Speed Unbound, which was basically an afterthought for that matter. So at least the Crew 2 is good. What's kind of insane, guys, they basically took that photo mode from the Crew 2 and basically updated that entire thing and made it way better in every single way in Motorfest. So I really do think a lot of players really are going to love how this actually works. And I would say it is going to be insanely similar. Like, it's not going to be that much different, just a lot easier to use and or just basically a lot more user friendly. And I would probably say that's going to be a big positive. They don't have to like change something that's not broken, which is unfortunately going to be a very trendy thing with many games now. But when you guys are looking at the photo mode in Motorfest, the first thing you probably notice as well, it is going to be insanely similar to the Crew 2 because it's basically the exact same thing. It's just going to have some nice improvements to it. So you will most likely notice how you can like tilt the screen and or like zoom in. You can also do like the grid thing as well. Then you can move over to the next page. You can then add damage to the vehicle and or like put mud on the car just like the Crew 2. You can then remove traffic and or like other players and or like remove your character. You can also then like turn off the lights and stuff like that. So it is going to be similar. Now, the big changes, though, are most likely going to be seen on the next page, which is going to be environment. So on the Crew 2, all you could actually do is basically change the time of day. You can then change like the filter you wanted on the actual like photo. Then that was basically all you could do. You can also turn off animals and or like other pedestrians, I believe. So it wasn't insanely detailed at all for that matter. But once you guys got over to the next page in the Motorfest beta, you then notice how it actually said environment. So you can then change the exact time of day you did want, and you can also use like sunrise and or sunset, midday, and or change the time you guys do want in there, which I would say is going to make this that much better for these photos. And then go down there and actually pick the legitimate time like 7:30 and or like 9, and that way it's going to be a lot more detailed in this game, especially with this atmosphere. We are going to be able to make some insane photos for that matter. But and then for the next two categories, you will then have exposure and or blur effects, which was also in the Crew 2. So these are obviously not going to be like new features, but basically like the same thing. And you can also like change the saturation and or like the blur effects in that photo. So it's obviously going to be a great thing to have. And then the final page is going to be like the post FX things you can do. So you can obviously add some like crazy visuals and or like change around like the Motorfest logo on the bottom. You can then put it toward the right and or add like your gamer tag under that. So this is also actually not going to be new either because this was in the Crew 2, and being able to pick the exact time during the day like midday, dusk, like nighttime, then go back to like sunset and or sunrise, I think is awesome. You can then go in and pick like 7 o'clock, like 5:30. I think this is a great piece of detail, and I was honestly hoping for something like this in the Crew 2. So seeing something like this being added into Motorfest really is going to be a great feature, and I would probably say that's going to be like the biggest highlight of the entire photo mode in this game, which I do think is going to be the most loved change, at least when it comes to like the photo mode, because they didn't really have to tweak anything else. I really do think a lot of players were most likely looking for a specific time and or a time during the day. That way they can go after those awesome looking photos. But I would like to know your thoughts on this in the comments below, guys. Every time I think about Motorfest, I really do get insanely excited because there is so many great new features and or just overall improvements that really are going to make this game that much better. And definitely stay tuned in the future, guys, for more videos going over the features and or just great quality of life improvements. I really cannot wait for this game. But again, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insight.